Another video response. Hey, just don't watch them. What can I say? Yeah, same very blast guy. I don't know. I didn't watch his whole response because it was just too insufferable. Unsufferable. But anyway, yeah, whatever. Whatever. I don't get this nonsense, but let's play it.
Happens is sometimes this whole evolution thing, well, sometimes that whole psychology breaks and people do something completely fucktarded. Okay, like fuck a dog. Now, why don't you explain to me, since everything has an evolutionary component, if that's your argument now, because that's essentially what you're saying. You're saying, where's your explanation for things? Why don't you explain, why do people fuck dogs? Where's the evolution in that? Why does evolution make people fuck dogs?
So Gary wants to know why people fuck dogs, and I'm actually okay with explaining that to him. Now,
Yeah, well, it was a rhetorical question, really, because I know the answer. It's the same answer for the rapist, as I sort of pointed out. But you ignored that, and you're just going to do this pretentious jackassing that you don't think qualifies as rude or inappropriate or any of this stuff, but the word asshole is. I mean, it's just the duplicity, hypocrisy, silly, just the raw fucking silliness.
I know, Gary, that you will be upset that I do not have evidence, and it is not my field of research. You probably have seen more of this kind of behavior than I have in your life.
Yeah, right. So that's not insulting, it's not going over, it's not ad hominem. You've just implied that I associate with dog fuckers. I'm not the guy with the bizarre painting on his fucking head. Anyway, I mean, I presume, it's probably correct that there's a statistical relationship between this kind of stuff and dog fucking. There probably is a higher incidence. But anyway, we won't go there, because that would be insulting and gratuitous and cheap and bullshit. But yeah, so we'll go there. That's exactly what you deserve. So anyway, um, yeah, this is, go ahead, do your thing, but your thing is just plain stupid. I made it clear. Dog fucking is broken psychology. Raping is broken psychology. Neither have a genetic component. You've just demonstrated that you have no knowledge on the subject. You're just talking out of your fucking ass on an important subject like rape and taking no responsibility for that. That's your entitlement. Nobody can pick on you for it. Nobody can argue with you for it. Nobody can do anything because you're the king of what? Bullshit, right?
And I have no, not even anecdotal research. But you're right. I think people do sometimes have sex with dogs and with other animals. And evolutionarily, having sex with a dog.
So this is all part of your character thing, right? You're demonstrating proper character, and you say something like, I think. You've never heard of people, bestiality, you've never heard of it, but you think you can talk about rape. You've never heard of bestiality, but you're going to talk about rape. That's pretty much amazing. I think that's fucking goddamn amazing.
Doesn't make much sense. Doesn't make much sense, does it?
Agreed. That's right. Sure as hell doesn't.
Why do people fuck dogs? Well, without evidence, without a study, I'm going to do a thought experiment, and I'm going to use my understanding of evolution in its current state. That's the best I can do to explain to you why people have sex with dogs.
Yeah, this is where I cut off because he started talking about Goldilocks, and it's going to use that as a thought experiment. I don't think that's going to work.
Imagine that a person, has 3 kids, and one of them is Goldilocks. They're just right. They have the right sexual everything. So they have sex with somebody that they love. They go through courtship, and it's successful, and it's wonderful, and that's great. Okay? Now, another kid is not Goldilocks. It's the too hot porridge. Okay? Now, this guy is just way over oversexed. He goes and he has sex with dogs. He has sex.
So it's your theory that people have sex with dogs because they're oversexed. That's kind of stupid, okay? It's not because they're oversexed. It's because they have a preference. They like dog fucking, idiot. It's not because it's like, oh, I'm desperately sexy, I'm going to go fuck a tree, I'm going to go fuck a rock. No, there's no rock fuckers. I mean, you know, not documented, a whole bunch of rock fuckers. Okay, they don't fuck anything because they just have to fuck, alright? They fuck certain things that they become attracted to.
With all sorts of things, everybody and everyone, and he doesn't care about consent at all. He's a real scoundrel. He dies at 20, at the age of 20, after impregnating, you know, 2 people, and, you know...
Well, your thought experiment kind of sucks because a dog fucker wouldn't be impregnating anybody. But even beyond that, I mean, even to speculate that rapists, you know, well, they successfully impregnate women. I don't think those odds are very high. I don't think those numbers, I think those numbers are extremely low. I think there's a very low conception rate after rape.
You know, having countless acts of depravity. And then, you know, the 3rd child doesn't have much of a sex drive. And just doesn't have sex and lives a celibate life. Now,
and that wouldn't be qualified as being broken. I mean, you know, if your gear work ain't working, you haven't got any desire, that's not considered broken. The odds are that somebody's got something wrong if that's what's wrong, right? That the hormones ain't kicking in, something didn't kick in. Okay, the machinery ain't grinding, the gears ain't grinding correctly, correct? I mean, you could concede that, couldn't you? Shithead.
all 3 of them are putting genes into the gene pool, and the courtship one, Goldilocks, does really well. You know, she has some kids, right? Now, Too Hot over here has 2 kids, like we mentioned, and then just wastes a ton of resources having sex with all sorts of other things. And then Too Cold dies out, not in the gene pool anymore. Now we've got these 2 individuals that we're discussing. I know it's a thought experiment. I know that you can criticize it on that level. When you do...
Yeah, I don't see any point if it doesn't have any relevance to the reality, and that's not even close to the reality. The percentage of rape gene, if there was such a thing, is tiny, tiny. So tiny that it's going to get so diluted that it couldn't possibly have any real substantial relevance.
I won't be watching the video. And I won't be replying to you again, sir. But I do want to...
Oh, that's classy and fair too, isn't it? You're going to make your snarky accusations and remarks, and then you're not even going to give the person the courtesy of indulging their bullshit, as I've just done here. Amazing. Yes, you're an amazingly fair and balanced asshole.
handle your concerns about fucking dogs, because I think they're genuine concerns. I think that in your life you've encountered some behaviors that you're curious about, and I think you're asking the question in earnest. Why?
See, now again, here we go. This is acceptable ad hominem attack. You're trying to smear a bunch of dog semen on me or something. You know, well, fuck you. All right, it's just bullshit. You know it's bullshit, and it's just and so this is the game, right? So you can't say something direct like I think you suck. Okay, I think you're an ignorant asshole. No, you have to play these kind of games. Weasel.
Why do people fuck dogs? Gary wonders. And I'm here to explain that to you.
Well, you haven't done it with anything that matters, anything like has some sort of evidence. You just pulled a big turd out of your ass and presented it to me and said, fuck my turd. Well, I'm not going to do that, asshole, because I'm not a turd fucker.
Now, Too Hot has 2 kids, and both of those inherit some of his genes. Let's say one's recessive and one's dominant, okay? So the one that has the dominant version of the gene is incredibly, vivacious, and is just having sex everywhere, okay? The other one has a recessive version and just does okay, maybe, partners up and has like 1 kid in a lifetime. But those genes are in the gene pool, okay? And then Goldilocks just does fantastic. A healthy family, maybe 8 kids.
Yeah, again, you're not playing this thought experiment fairly, okay? Because what you have to do is come up with like a family that has 25 or 50 Goldilockses of the right temperature, and only one that variant, only one of that variant. And then your percentages would be somewhere around reasonable to this discussion. But you didn't do that.
Oh man, it's amazing. Now, the gene pool, we'll go on a few generations. Let's hit fast forward, because evolutionary timescales, there's a lot of gene recombination. There's a lot of individuals having sex, a lot of people out there. And sometimes genes that that seem adaptive will still end up in the organism